Do you see these bagels? Come on. Come on. God's plan. All right, so. How's it going, beautiful people? Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make bagels. So today I'm going to get started, and this is a few of the equipment that I have. I have 2 cups of warm water. I have 1/4 of butter, flour, avocado oil, honey, raw honey, some pink salt, my favorite salt, and I have some active dry yeast that I like, that you absolutely can't even cook bagels without, honestly. And we're going to get started. I like to use this little temperature thermometer to just test out the water. You want your water to be between 110 and 120 degrees. So we're just going to make sure it is warm enough, but not too warm, because we need it to activate the yeast. Alright, so I'm going to pour this into the bowl. This is going to be 2 cups of warm water. This water is 120 degrees. Okay. I'm going to add in some active dry yeast. It's my first time being honey. This, you can use honey, brown sugar, white sugar, pure cane sugar. I like to use raw organic honey for everything. Just going to pour. Alright, that's about, alright, again, that is 1 tablespoon of honey. Alright. So I'm going to go in with my teaspoons, and I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of yeast. That's 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, and we're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. Make sure it's evenly measured. Alright, now I'm going to mix it. Not sure if you can see what's going on in here. That's good. And I'm going to put a top on it, and I'm going to let this sit until it forms. That's about 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm just going to sit this here for about 5 to 10 minutes. And while that's sitting, hey Alexa, set timer for 10 minutes. I'm going to add in 5 cups of flour.
I'm going to add in timer. 10 minutes, starting now.
Anyway, I'm going to add in 5 cups of flour into my bowl, just because I like to have things already laid out. So, as a cook, the best thing you can do for yourself is prep. Prepping is so important. Having things already ready for you is the best thing you can do for yourself and your cooking. It'll just make everything faster. So I'm just going to put, that's 1 cup. Again, 5 cups of flour. Now, when you're making bagels, huge rule of thumb, you want to use a flour that has high gluten, which basically that means it creates more protein. So a lot of people will just opt and use straight bread flour. Now, I've been using all-purpose flour, and it works wonderfully for me. But you can, use a more high-quality flour like bread flour. I've just been baking all my breads and all my doughs with all-purpose flour. So that was 2 cups that I've added. They're still going to have that dense, chewy taste that we're looking for with a bagel. That's 3 cups. Right, let's go. Yeah, we want to make sure we evenly put it in, so that's not enough. So, okay, 4 cups. Scrape off the side. Let's do it this way. All right, there we go. The best part about cooking is making sure you're always multitasking. 5 cups. So this is 5 cups of flour. And that's what we're going to use once our yeast mixture activates. We're going to use that. I'm going to go ahead and already add in my pink salt to my flour just to have that ready. Okay, so rule of thumb for salt, we always want to use about a tablespoon of salt. I know what a tablespoon looks like, so I'm just going to grind up a tablespoon. I like doing all the hard work when it comes to, see, that's a tablespoon. When it comes to grinding up fresh peppercorns and pink salt, I like to go ahead
At this moment,
and do that with the
I realized
grinder
my
or a
sound wasn't
mortar. It
connected,
just
so I'm
depends on
doing
how I'm
voiceover
feeling.
now. That is the yeast
Now we're
activating.
going to just set this
And what
aside,
I'm doing is
wait
we're
for
going
our
to
yeast to
incorporate the
activate,
activated
come back,
yeast
and get
with the
started.
flour and the butter. I just stepped away for a second just to grab the butter from the microwave. We want the butter to be melted or extremely soft. Either way, it's fine. And I'm going to just add everything in. I totally thought the sound was going, so I was having a little yap session really quickly. But butter in hand, flour is ready to go with salt already mixed in. And we're going to just add everything on in. Not all at once though when it comes to the flour. We're going to add the flour in gradually, and we're going to let it mix, and then we're going to add the rest of the flour in as we're going. So just watch as we do this. Butter goes in with the flour as well. And like I said, salt's already in the flour. All right. So I realized that there was still a little bit of butter in there, and I'm like, no butter goes to waste. This is the Kerrygold butter. We want to make sure we use all of it. So I added the rest of that Kerrygold butter, that nice Irish butter, directly in. And as you can see, it's spinning low on 2. And then I went and added more. I decided to tilt the head and just add it in, just to make it add in evenly. Usually I would just keep it spinning and add it right on in without even tilting the head. So I'm just going to add the rest in now and then continue to go ahead and mix it. Everything is a process, but when I tell you, it makes a difference in how the bagel will turn out. So we have to make sure we pay attention to every step, and we're paying attention to the dough. Now that the dough is kneaded, what we're going to do is place it onto a floured surface, or what I have is a silicone baking sheet you can use as well. This step is going to be to oil our bowl and place our dough back in it for its first rise. So what I'm doing now is I'm just forming it into a nice little dough ball. Look how perfect and elastic this dough is. Oh man, it's so easy to work with. Now it's a ball shape. I'm going to add in and drizzle some avocado oil directly into the same bowl I used. It's perfectly fine. You do not have to wash it. Put this dough ball back inside the bowl. Cover it up secure and tight. So I'm going to use a dishcloth, and then I'm going to put a lid on it as well. I'm going to now place this bowl for an hour to 90 minutes. While my dough is rising, I have some truffle cheddar cheese that I'm thinking about. Why not just use it for the bagels and do some truffle cheddar? So I'm going to just shred that now while I wait. Like I said, it's so important to multitask. So while that's rising, figure out what else you can do, what else you can prep for your next step. So now I'm all set up for the next step. I have my parchment paper. I have it cut into squares. I'll tell you why. I have my cutting utensil. I have everything but the bagel seasoning, egg for an egg wash, and I'm going to get into that in a moment. I'm going to show you how I have my dough being stored. I have the light on just for some heat, and this is what I do for 90 minutes while it rises. All right, so I'm going to be with you in one moment because it should be almost done. All right, let's check it out. It's been about an hour and 15 minutes. Oh yeah, it's definitely rose. Okay, we're gonna go to the next step. All right, So it's very important to make sure you punch the dough. So I'm going to punch it. Very important. We have just punched the dough. That's what we're giving. That's what it's giving. So I'm just going to remove the dough from the bowl. Oh, so pretty. Okay, and I'm going to start forming it into bagels. Okay, I'm gonna cut it into about, let's see, we're gonna try 8 pieces. So let's see. You can also measure each piece. You know what? For the sake of the video, I will measure each piece. 1 second. So I do happen to have my monitor, well, my handy dandy measurer. So let's put this down. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna measure these pieces in ounces. All right, but let me cut them up first. So like I said, we'll start with 8. And if they're too big, we'll see how many more we can get. Maybe 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 pieces. Let's see. That's 3.1 ounces. 4 seems a little bit better. I like that better. Okay, so that should be about 4. All right, so 4-ounce bagels is what we'll do today. All right, 3, which is 3, 6, 9. So I have 9 at 4 ounces, and I'm gonna shape them, and I'm gonna lay them out on these little sheets so it's easier for the next step. So for now, what I'm going to do is just make them into a ball first. That's always the first step, okay? Make them into a ball. All right. Always helps when you pinch at the bottom just to keep it even. So you make it into a ball like so. Then you put a hole in the middle. And then you just go around like a bagel, okay? Repeat each step until you have 9 bagels. Place them onto your baking sheet and make sure they're all on the parchment paper. And we're just gonna keep going until we're all done. All right, so I'm down. So I'm down to my very last one that I'm forming. All right, so I'm just gonna make this last ball, and I'm putting them on parchment paper so that the next step they're gonna go into boiling water with syrup in the water. That's just to help crisp out the bagels for 30 seconds. And when you're placing it into the water, it's easier when you throw them from the parchment paper in so that they don't stick. But this is what I have. Okay, so these are my bagels. I'm going to let them rise again for 45 minutes and then I'm going to come back to them. But I have them on the rack with another piece of parchment under for when they go in the oven. So you're going to cover your bagels. Okay, I have 2 fresh dish towels and I'm just going to cover, actually 1 works, 1 is long enough. So I'm going to cover these, sit them back on top of the oven with the light on like I did for the previous step. And that's going to be for 45 minutes. So Alexa, do your thing. Set an alarm for 45 minutes.
45-minute alarm set for 1:46 p.m.
It's been 45 minutes, so let's check out what these bagels are looking like. As you can see, they did rise again. Let's put them closer to the camera. All right, so now we're gonna put them in the boiling water. I'm gonna add some syrup to the water. You can do syrup, you can do brown sugar, or you can do baking soda. So I'm just gonna add this. It's gonna basically crisp up the skin. All right, and I'm just gonna mix that around. And then I'm gonna start putting the bagels in. And I'm going to put the bagels in for 30 seconds. That is it. 30 seconds per bagel. All right. Before I even start that, I'm going to take off the racks off of the sheet because we don't need the racks when we're baking. That's just how I lay them out. So we'll start with the first set. We'll take these off. I didn't cut my paper too evenly, but listen, I don't have a lot of bagels, so I'm gonna make it do what it do. Here's another view of the bagels. All right. So like I said, 30 seconds, let's go. So we're gonna take bagel number 1. This parchment paper is to help it just stay more consistent, easier for sticking purposes. All right. Bagel number 2. I have my watch on, so I will be watching the time. All right. Let's do 3 at a time. Oh, you know what? We're all right. Let's do 4. Okay. Now, this was the first one I put in. I'm going to flip it. All right. I'm going to flip the next one. Flip the next one. And go again. All right. And I'm going to start removing them and putting them directly onto the baking sheet. Okay. Very quick. This is basically to activate the chewy density taste of the bagel and also provide that crispiness on the skin, that soft chewy texture on the inside. You cannot skip this step, okay, at all. So we're gonna go to our next one. All right. Gonna keep adding them in. Easy transfer when you have the parchment paper. You have an easy transfer. 2 left. All right. And 1 more. Last one. All right. And we're going to flip, 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 flip. This was the first one I flipped. I'm going to remove it. Okay. Probably should have put them a little bit closer together, but it's okay. Yeah, I should have kind of laid it out a little bit more even on my paper, but I was flipping so fast. So we're just gonna add that one there, and we're gonna add this one here. I do have my oven currently preheating to 425 degrees, so I will be baking them at that temperature. All right, so while that's going on, I'm gonna remove this pot so I can brush an egg wash and put some toppings on these bagels. Okay, so this will be the last step before the oven. That means it's preheated. That's what that beeping is. So I'm gonna just egg wash each bagel. And the oven is ready. We got it going. All right. This is to help crispiness, shininess, that nice brown color that you see on a bagel. This is what it's gonna do for it. All right, you can also do butter or egg, whatever you prefer. All right, just brush them nicely. All right, my toppings for today, I shredded that truffle cheddar cheese. I have some everything but the bagel seasoning. So those are going to be my options. I like plain bagels, but I'm not really a plain type of girl. Like I like extra stuff when it comes to food. So I'm going to be extra and make sure every bagel is topped. Okay. So let's go in with everything but the bagel seasoning. So we'll do these 4, everything but the bagel, and then these 5, we'll do the truffle cheddar. I'm just going to add a nice amount. Make sure it's covered. You want to take the lid off, use your hands, sprinkle it on, whatever you want to do. See, with cooking, the biggest rule is to make sure you show up with love. If you don't feel good that day, I recommend not cooking. Eat some fast food, make a salad, eat a fast meal that you don't have to do much with. But you have to show up in the kitchen with love. It's the key ingredient in everything you make. It makes every step better. As long as you do that with food, honestly, with anything in life, you should be pretty good. Oh, I was moving too fast, as you can see, and I did everything but the bagel on those three. So those are gonna have everything but the bagel and truffle cheddar. Why not? Why not? Listen, why not? Look, watch this. Because there's no mistakes. Now we just turning it up a notch. That's it. Look at that. Wow, that's going to be good. Like, that's what you want. Sometimes you got to go with the spirit. And my spirit said, keep going. And look, now we got everything but the bagel, truffle cheddar, you know. Look at that. Beautiful. Put these in the oven. I have my oven again, preheated to 425 degrees. I'm gonna use some of the shredded cheese from the sides here, just to add on here. Ooh la la, I love cheese. I love bagels. Look, so we ended up with everything but the bagel, truffle cheddar bagels, and truffle cheddar plain bagels. Just like that. All right. So now we're going to put them in the oven. I have my oven set to 425 degrees and I'm going to do, let's do 13 minutes and see. All right. Hey, Alexa, do your thing. Set an alarm for 13 minutes.
13-minute alarm set for 2:17 p.m.
I'll be right back. Right. It's that time to get these bagels out. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Do you see that? Do you see these bagels? Come on. Come on. God's plan. All right. So look at this bagel. Beauty. All right. So I did 425 for, I think that was like 13 minutes. You don't want to let them, you know, cool down on the sheet because they're still going to cook. Oh my goodness, look at this everything truffle bagel that we made on accident. You see, nothing is a mistake when you show up with love. Look at these bagels. Do you not see this? I don't even have a light that's like, there we go. They have to cool before I cut into them, but look at that. All right, I'm very impatient. It's been only about 10 minutes and I'm like, I gotta cut into one of these. I gotta show you guys what's going on inside of here. Get you a bread knife. It's the knife with the ridges. Get you a cutting board. And I'm gonna just take any bagel, take this one. I'm gonna cut this one open. Oh my goodness, this bagel. Oh my, wait, I don't even need a cutting board. Look at this. Look at this. Do you, oh, I wish you could feel the texture. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Do you see that? Wow. 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 Do you see that? Oh. This is love. These are my love bagels, guys. Everything love bagel. Everything truffle cheddar love bagel. And then our everything plain bagel with the added truffle cheddar perfectly crisp on the top. Come on. Like, hold on. Do you see that? Oh, wait. Look how it bounced back. Oh, my goodness. So that's all I have for today. I have these beautiful bagels for you. I hope you guys try the recipe. Listen, try this exact recipe. Comment below. Let me know how they turn out for you. Let me know if your bagel is this beautiful when you're done. Show me. Post a picture. If you need catering in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, travel accommodations, I can do as well. Let me know and we can get something going. But again, one last time. Oh, come on. Stay tuned to the next video.